Hello, I'm Magda from I'm a Little Creature. Today I would like to present you this guide, Alphablock X. I don't know if you know Alphablocks or the number blocks, but my son really likes the number blocks. I made this Alphablock X especially for my son because he wanted to dress up as the Alphablock for carnival ball in kindergarten. So I was determined and crochet the Alphablock to match his costume. Probably few people know Alphablock. I don't know if you know Alphablocks or number blocks, because there are also number blocks and I love number blocks. And I'm going to crochet them later. I recommend you to visit my blog and read more about the Alphablock and number blocks. There are the photos of number blocks I've made with paper, the origami technique for my son. And there is also written pattern in English, US and Polish. So you may subscribe my blog to get a post directly to your mailbox. I also recommend you to subscribe my channel. I will be grateful for thumbs up and comments below the video. Tell me what you think about this Alphablock. Are we going to crochet this, and do you know Alphablocks or your children loves them too, and the number blocks? The pattern for the Alphablock X may be a guideline for you, and you may crochet more Alphablocks based on this pattern after making some modifications, change colors or some details. I'm not familiar with the Alphablocks. I know number blocks better, but if you like them, I recommend you to try my pattern. As for the materials, I used yarn Alize Softy. One skein of each color is enough. You see the yellow, blue, white, red for cape. And I used crochet hook 2.5 millimeter. And what is more, you see it is not Alize, but this is yarn art jeans, white for the eyes and for teeth, and the black for the inner part of the mouth, and the pink embroidered the tongue. I started with crocheting the front part, yellow and blue, because I wanted to check the size of the Alphablock. This pattern is quite experimental. I think it could be a bit wider, but you may adjust it by crocheting more chains for in the beginning, as you wish. So I crocheted this in rows. In the end of every row I made one turning chain and turn the work. I started with the yellow, then I changed to blue. In row 15 I crocheted with a blue yarn in BLO, back loop only, because in the front loops only I continued then this triangle part with yellow, and I sew this triangle after joining all the parts, because you see this is side, and you see the yellow is also here, so it's great to match these two colors. Then I crocheted both sides, also the yellow and blue, and the back part with no triangle at the back, and the bottom yellow rectangle. After I crocheted these rectangles, the front, back and sides and the bottom, I started to join them, but I joined them on the wrong side because I wanted to hide the seam. So I put these parts from this to the inside with this triangle also. I joined all the parts, all these edges, front with the side, and the back with sides, and the bottom in the end. I joined with single crochet. You may join with the slip stitches as you wish. Then I turned this part inside out to hide the seam, and I started crocheting the white upper parts. In the same way, I inserted the crochet hook in this blue parts, and this blue rectangle, the front part. This white is the continuation of the side, and this is the back part as a continuation of the back yellow and blue part. And I also had to join these edges with a single crochet but inside, so I crocheted hooking inside, and finally I added this top rectangle, and I stuffed the block, and you see here is the outside seam. It's not quite visible, but I decided I have to make this seam at the back. As for the hand, firstly I crocheted the finger. This is a thumb with a white Alize Softy, and I crocheted this part. I started the hand, and while crocheting the hand, I joined the thumb, hooking through the inner stitches of the thumb and the stitches of the hand, and then in next round through the unworked stitches of the thumb, and I crocheted the hand. You see changing colors here in BLO. I started yellow in front, loops only. I continued this white part. This is made with a double crochet. So the second arm is the same, but here is the modification while joining this thumb. Everything is described in the pattern. And you see the legs. I started from white yarn, and here in below I changed to the yellow Alize. When changing colors, I work in visible finish between changing two colors in the rounds. You may read about invisible finish in my blog, and where there are tips. I stuffed, of course, these limbs and sewed to the body. And as for the face details, I embroidered the eyebrows and nose with a black thread. I crocheted the white eye, then the second eye, and I also crocheted the black with a black Alize around to join these eyes. I embroidered black pupils with the white reflections. I split this yarn art jeans in two threads to make the threads thinner to embroidering. It's really useful. And you see the mouth. I started trying to make the mouth, firstly embroider them, but finally I decided that I will crochet this teeth and the black part. It would be easier, so I crocheted the white part, then the black, and I sewed this white with black. I sewed this part on the face, onto the face, embroidered the tongue, and I also embroidered this black line around the mouth. So number block was almost ready. The X was to do. It consists of two straps sewed in the center and sewed on the white part. As for the cape, it's crocheted in rows. The first it's single crochet, then I shift to double crochet to crochet it faster, and I crocheted around. You may choose. I crochet it with slip stitches. You may choose if it's better to slip stitches or single crochet. Of course, everything depends on the yarn you use. In Alize Soft, it's a fluffy yarn. It's not so visible, this connections, these joinings. So probably in yarn jeans or other yarn, or if you will make a smaller Alphablock, you need to adjust some pattern details. You may also join these parts outside if you like to. So just to try on your own Alphablock and your yarn and the hook. I must say it was a really experimental pattern and made especially for my son. I crocheted within two weeks, I think, but my son loves it and is taking it to kindergarten, so I'm really happy. As for the final size, this block without legs is 25 centimeters. With legs are about 11 centimeters, 11-12. So with the legs it measures 36 centimeters, and the wide width is 14 centimeters. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope the pattern will be useful for you. Please write and comment what you think about the number block. I would be grateful for all your thumbs up and for subscribing my channel and blog. In the blog there are lots of patterns, so I recommend you to visit my blog and have a great crocheting, extremely exciting time working with the Alphablock X. Bye!